Hello and welcome to the program. I am Suren. My ex-partner once upon a time belonged to a cult after we have gotten married. She spoke only about the devil and all the words of the most negative kind. However, these type of thoughts, words and deeds can be very negative, not helpful. We know that energy moves sequentially in validation to quash and overthrow one's greatest assets and show the people subjected to it to go down to the lowest regions. With their life force is being held to ransom. That's what happens. That's what happened to me. The frequency of one's confidence and self-worth is then sacrificed, and you become their sacrificial lamb. Wanting an open-faced facet, or being and living in the truth, real truth, when being honest and trustworthy is the way to go. This is truly living one's life in a state of grace, doing everything in accordance with love. Harmony and peace is for you, and your planet is brought about through the balance of complete honesty. Truth really is then the model of obligations when making choices through one's thoughts, words, and indeed deeds. You must be really ready to be honest, trustworthy, and responsible when challenged. When the system, that is your government perhaps, would lose its function for serving the greater good of humanity, it can only serve its own self. However, you are the one electing your politicians to make your laws. And the old laws are seldom revised and looked at. And so creating more lawyers, solicitors, and barristers, but not necessarily the champions of justice. What happens then, again, if human beings are supportive of each other in general and in unity? What would be the only expected action like? I can tell you this. Honesty is always the best policy. It is not a revolution, but revelation. You might be experiencing mixed feelings and thoughts, but where is your truth based on? Is it based on your truth, or is it based upon your perception of other people and their truth? We all need to stand for our rights, to our own truths. We are now talking about integrity in here, making the right choices. Integrity is our moral code. In other words, every one of us must not make a promise we cannot deliver. Think about it. The best way to live was used to live in one's own truth. That is how it should be, even now. And what is integrity? Which takes courage and conviction. Let your truth be, indeed, the true one. Willingness is the strength we all need in life. Being honest is the key to unlock one's code of morals, as with integrity. To breathe properly is the catalyst in relationships, playing sports, in careers, and in health. Correct? Now, when living life within and from the essence of integrity, we can let loose. When the body, mind, and spirit, we can then experience the laughter and joy. Would you like a lift? That's good. It is you expressing yourself to the top floor. And that is free and fun. That is living. But be careful. Wake up to yourself and stay alert. This is the way to live in the light of the Word and creating whatever it takes. It is steadfastness and the real freedom. This is how the Creator experiences the celebration of joy in togetherness and in unity through you, through us. Feeling good, being loving in light and laughter, knowing that you are in a heightened place within yourself. It is your integrity. To experience love, smile, laughter, speaking of love, that is to hold this moment as very special indeed. And remember, this moment has never been before and will never ever be again. If you want that experience again, it is a recall integrity that is the perfect data within your humanness. And you know you have an abundance of love, light, and laughter. Be that written, and with also lived in and shared with the best side of life. Laughter becomes alive through caring and having compassion. Integrity is the master key. You can choose like a night watchman for an event of important values and beliefs, if you like. And Earth is at that point where there is need for a watchman. On the other hand, life happens in patterns, prototypes, and passed through the genes from ancient times into now. And you can make changes to those patterns no matter how confused or simplistic they may appear to be. Now, the choices you will make from here on is in your hands. Thought is what completes the spoken words and actions that are the actions undertaken. Perhaps you may start your very first draft as an outline of what you want to change in life, and start designing how you see yourself before, let's say, painting it in your tableau. Where do you want it to be? It is time to make the choice to start your project. Remember, you are the architect of your own life, and you know how to live it. You need to learn, we all need to learn, that is, to look and listen until you and I get it right. Speak not negatively about anything or anyone. When you say you desire this to happen, it may be just wanting it to be. But when you say you are good at that, and what you are seeing really lets you know that you have been granted whatever it is to be. Listen carefully now to what you are altering. You will need to hear how gently these words affect your thoughts. Your experiences are your creations that show up no other way, and where you program it. Choices are your thoughts, and your thoughts create your choices. Live in each moment by moment is indeed making decisions. Just think about that. We need to become aware when we are not making a choice. Is it at all possible? The process is happening all the time. That is a very important point. Always watch and listen to yourself when making choices. Everything from making a cup of tea, or coffee if you like, to answering your phone is a choice. For the most part, it is what you do and have. Integrity has huge impact at all stages of life. And when you are getting whatever you desire from life is not what you want, and emergency did it to be, check those attitudes, qualities, and behaviors against your own values you connect with. Are you observant? Then become a critique of yourself. Be always prepared. The chain reaction to your responsible thoughts, words, and action can trigger in you and in others the harmful side of human nature. Ranting and criticizing, you, being dishonest, literally, know that telling lies are thoughts acting out through behaviors and attitudes. So, it is better to be your own designers and artists. You are the creator and the manufacturer, and responsible for casting, shaping, informing your own new attributes, which is more suitable to you. In other words, doing your best is fundamental as they would influence your peacefulness, your serenity, and neutrality. Be kind to yourself. Never judge yourself or others, as they all have their own divine creators within them, in the process of becoming more awake and alive. Just observe. Do not worry about what others think of you. There is no required approval from anyone else other than you and you alone. Now become self-governing within your own domain. Being sovereign belongs to those who wear the crown. Try it on. Whether implied or applied, when guilt is absorbed, it becomes cognizant of thoughts and the feelings. Confusing? Can you attempt to finding a direction towards the love? One would forget the unconditional, as the guilt is a power broker, hindering any attempt to find love anywhere. If wealth saved can help to feed the hungry, taking care of the needy, healing the sick, would possibly be made perfect, All these kinds of action would bring changes at a global level. It is not utopian, believe me. Integrity is a unit of extreme and explosive power. Living life to the fullest. Integrity, in this case, is the power broker and your personal power. So, you may consider yourself a tightrope walker and using your integrity as your tightrope and safety net as you toe the line. All we have to do now is to get out of the ordinary and immerse ourselves in the extraordinary. But we must choose wisely. What is the best starting point, would you say? Start with self. Whatever you don't want to happen to you, don't do to others. That's all. If something is unhealthy for you, then it is also unhealthy for the others. Respecting yourself, you will respect everybody else and accept their respect towards you. If your choices are, in some ways, like the mindless ones, what then? Question mark. We need to make conscious choice of suitability between vegetation and the soil. And when growing flowers, how can we be planting the crop in the farm? Another question. The time is really right now. Respect yourself. And remember, respecting is the moving part of every single individual as well as everything else around you. Consider your own personal respect too. How is it flourishing in your life? What does it show you? And what do you really know? How do you see yourself? And how do I see you or us? What do you really want of yourself? Remember, everybody wants to be respected as a person. And nature needs to be respected. Every other thing needs to be respected. Indeed, we need to water the garden when the soil is dry. Similarly, we need to respect the other person, and so you will get respect back. When you polish and clean, as you know, you get back the shine, correct? How does your maths make up everything and everyone, different being in form, perhaps even in size, and then Perhaps there is mathematics following it. Your energy takes shape on the floor. The body you choose from all the choices you had. Mutual respect is the fastest tracking device for getting answers to most questions regarding situations of hospitality or hostility, abuse and devastation, or loving it. When seeking answers, respect for each other will resolve many issues quickly and effectively. When, however, there is conflict, it is violation, and it is also the distraction. The world needs to keep a lid on hostilities, and then respect becomes a very powerful authority. In negotiating or settling disagreements, there is the ability to see the both sides of the coin, for or against, in all of us. And it is the need to have respect for oneself or for the other. When mutually agreed to disagree, that is respect. Freedom and reasonableness are the hallmarks of respect. Using and living every day means a commitment to be conscious that all material, animal, mineral, or even vegetable responds to respect. To respect your inner self transmutes to being respected in your external existence and your personal space and your freedom. So, where shall we start? Start with the truth. It is not too late or even too soon. Consider that everybody is one and like one nation or one family, one blessed organism, mass, and living and treating everybody equally is the highest expression of loving unconditionally. Alas, humanity have not yet evolved. The actual power in educating your views, opinions, beliefs, and values, which lie hidden in the understanding of some important pointers. Others may call them as tenets. How can one know and respect another person or other things when one does not know or practice what respect is for one's own self? That's a huge question to answer. Attitude and gratitude over increments of life, which can bring about the greatest changes, just keep it in mind. In fact, gratitude can excite fun, ecstasy, laughter, and feeling good about one's own self by just creating amazing responses. Now, the Creator, through the physical body, you experience gratitude by being shown gratitude. This, of course, creates more giving. We cannot underestimate appreciation. Thank you for showing gratitude as all immediate response, which is positive, active, and leading to instant responses. You see, respect is habitual. It is living an extraordinary life in an ordinary way. You can choose to become anything you like in order to discover, and which can be overwhelming and awesome for you if you want to have ownership or will to claim, which may be needing to be registered. It is a matter of obtaining a license because it will have your name on it. And the respect will always resurface in vitality, in strength, and in enthusiasm, and will highlight the power within you. You may hear positive words spoken back at you, about you. You may feel great and a highly secure, confident, and solid, grounded person. All you need to do is, do you have the courage to go on, discovering it in yourself? And so you may have found the one of your abilities and the inner strength. Your freedom is like inhalation and exhalation, inwardly and externally. Transparency to all of your honesty and trustworthiness is well known. You are reliable and dependable. Respect, in many cases, is an equalizer. It turns around the confusions, uncertainties, negativities, greed, self-hatred, and hatred of everything and everybody else around you. The lack of respect is one-lane freeway and speedway. It is the fast track to your fears. Alas, what is well known in your life is perhaps the false evidence appearing seemingly real, and that is the fear. In some different countries, fear becomes a commodity. Believe it or not. In fact, it is respectfulness in beauty, in admiration, in higher opinions, and knowing that you have done your best. Understanding means practicing tolerance. And now, the little addition to it, which is inclusion, and it manifests as to dampen down and bring calm to experiences which are personal to you. This is an opportunity for betterment of earth and greater good for everybody living on it. Living by giving is profound. Given to and giving away is a natural order in the physical expression of life, where attitude, gratitude, and behavior have triumph over adversity and for lasting peace. However, never destroy or change things for hidden purposes or ill gains, or the price might be too costly. You can get nothing out of it. Dominion over things and people, greed, abnormal and peculiar intent, violation, and abuse are all part and parcel of even through the harmful side of human nature. Humans being inhuman. We continue repeating the same behavior patterns. It will backfire, putting all humanity at greater risk. And so, everyone will pay the price, which may be very high indeed. Respect is not a bandage. It is every source impacting every given opportunity. If humanity began to discipline the conscious mind to be weak to operate out of respect, in most situations, in absolute terms, you would see less pain and anguish. How do you let murmurings of suffering overpower your thoughts? Therefore, one should never feel ashamed of telling the truth. These are the pointers and network for restoring the planet's balance. Thus, for a breakthrough for the world peace. As a collective, humanity functions through the modality of emotions and the feelings of love or fear. And when faced, that is, the human response is, as you know, either flight or fight. Seek out respect. Be an adventurer. Enjoy passion and pleasure. How much fun are you to be with? When was the last time you felt the overwhelming joy? Respect is a part of all there is, was, and it to be. Love for life, love for another, and love for self. Love. Let us go ahead, share love, when giving us everything, asking nothing in return. You get love given back to you. A form of respect can be praise, awards, rewards, and bonuses you would never know ever existed. Love is more pleasing yourself, your pleasure when given to others, the more pleasantly you are treated. This can only lead to peaceful satisfaction and an exciting existence. Fear is the other side of the same coin as life. It holds tight, going to the stranglehold on anyone or anything with the intention of never letting go. It creates and provides energy because controlling it is the master over the poor victim and negative attitudes. Fear is a turmoil. Anxiety is sickness. Confusion, weaknesses, a potential that can prevail over to you, the whole humanity. Fear is sometimes an intuition, working as a precursor to be aware, alert, and attentive. Many seem to understand the millions of dollars being set aside or redirected into funding terrorism and war. Power, as a negative one, is a dominant factor, which is felt at all parts of the world. Somewhere, somehow, you are all infected. Respect and respecting is the antiviral injection needed to eradicate this terrorism. If humanity was honorable and honest, it was to become a viable increment of all dealings and practices, and the accrued financial savings would be astronomical. If that would happen, if that should happen, more often there would be so much more chance of living in peace and in cool existence. There would be more sharing in the distribution of wealth, and which would mean less disease and more sustainable health and health food producing planet. Utopian? No, never. You can even, in your old ways, begin to create this universal term, our turn around. By being honest, ethical in all your dealings and your relationships, this is more justified in your daily lives. Because of the gift of free will. There can be no intervention or intervening unless, of course, using provisions as you asked for. Therefore, instead of saying, "I want to be happy," just say, "I am happy," and you will manifest happiness. Ask and you will receive. That is the way you are designed to live. It is your right, and all is true. Remember, the forces of creation is omnipresent, expressed as respect, and it is one aspect of love. Now consider it as a primary example, which is like very young children at home or at school. For them, everything is possible because they are living in expressing through imagination. Now, you might ask, are you sure? The expression of themselves is right now and right here, and there is no past and no future as far as they are concerned. If only the adult human could replicate those so-called childish, I prefer to call childlike behaviors, and not thinking what a wonderful world it would be. Harmful side of human nature contaminates and indoctrinates and puts you down by criticizing and damaging you through inflicting feelings of failure, instilling self-doubt in every way and for anywhere, anytime. Children are adept and adopt so quickly to learning what works for them right now. That is indeed their reality. They are the exploration and expansion of what you see here, and make contact with that who they will become. Adults could be misrepresented by lies and untruths spoken against them or behind them. Do not get caught in the dead of entrapment by your fears. Cut your feelings before they begin spiraling down. Ask yourselves a universal question of what would love to do now? What you create in becoming who you want to be is your personal choice and responsibility to make out of your life. What do you want in your life? You have responsibilities for making your own life work for you. Then you need to enter the data regarding what you have paid out for and you know how the system is working for you. And we can indeed call it the balance. Minding your own business is a full-time job. Being your own thoughts, words expressed, and your deeds. Opportunities always exist. Choose the right action. Nothing has more significance than your own individual life. Create it effortlessly. For young children, there is nothing they cannot be, as everything they are, the youngest of the young, have not learned or been exposed to negativity. For everything is in the realm of possibilities, to be and to do. Youngest of children, when not affected by negativity and not being exposed to feelings, not abused by criticism, are the blessed of those amongst you. It is indeed your responsibility, and in fact, what you create in your own life is yours to have. Check the blueprints that there are no shortcomings being repeated. That's a good point. You are the creators, creating everything through the power of your thoughts. Perhaps hard to comprehend how tricky it is to understand, but you can do it. You know you can. There is no such thing as fate or all random choice in your world, although some of you do believe that. If you would prefer not to believe, then it is better to believe in yourself and your experiences. You don't know what unit is faulty. Make a well-formed, determined choice to bring about a life of balance, life of power, life of fun, and one that is more purposeful. A life is lived. Choice creates a life well spent. Let me repeat. All for one and one for all. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Remember? There is nothing more magnificent, majestic, and awesome than each individual's personal life. Keep that in mind. Choice is that process, the progression through life, which is eternal, internal, as in evolution. Because of the gift of free will, as long as it is not a curse, you are, you can, you will. Be it now. We will end this session here for now. I thank you for watching. We will meet you again by the next episode. Until then, keep smiling and be happy. Thank you.